Football Forecast with Doug Maurice. Doug is the co-host of the Bill and Doug Show, which I think is the finest college football show on Substack. You can go try it out. I just posted it on X. Doug, welcome back. We had to take a couple of weeks off because of the awful news, but people need their football more than ever. It's what people bring, that they can put away the woes of the world. So, question number one. I listened to your podcast today, so I think I know what the answer is. What's the college football game we ought to all be focused on this weekend?
Split screen, Hugh. Can you do it on Saturday night? Split screen or flipping back and forth, 7:30. We have number 5 Georgia versus number 17 Alabama on ABC at the same time as number 3 Penn State versus number 6 Oregon on NBC. So you got to go back and forth. This is about as good as it gets outside of Ohio State in the Big Ten. It's as good as it gets in the SEC. It's a great comparison of how good those two conferences are. So you have to watch both at the same time. I know it's a lot to ask, but if you got the flipper, get the flipper going. And there's two coaches really up against it here a little bit. James Franklin, the Penn State coach, has been really successful. He's 4-20 against teams ranked in the top 10. Oregon's number 6. Kirby Smart at Georgia has 2 national championships. He's beaten everybody. The one team he can't beat is Alabama. He's 1-6 against Alabama. Both those showdowns Saturday night.
Doug, do you mind or do you pay attention to who calls the game? Does it matter to you who calls the game when you're flipping?
I think it matters a lot to fans. It's like that's like inviting somebody over to your house for 3.5 hours. You don't want to invite somebody over that you don't like. So, yeah, that really matters, Hugh.
Now, who is calling? Is Gus involved? I love Gus. I think Gus is the best play-by-play guy out there.
Gus brings an aura of excitement. I do like the Gus Johnson-Joel Klatt pairing. They're on Fox. They're not part of this. NBC, I think, is going to be Todd Blackledge, the former Penn State quarterback on NBC. And then ABC, you'll have Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit in your living room.
All right, so those are 2 college games on Saturday. We got to wait. That's late. Yeah, that's late for us old guys.
You got to stay up.
I like the big noon kickoff. I know you don't like the big noon. I like the big noon kickoff. But I can make it for 2 games, especially to watch Penn State and Oregon. By the way, if you're betting that, and it's not a betting show, who are you betting? I don't know what the line is. Who are you betting in that game?
Both those games are about a field goal, about a 3-point game. Penn State is favored at home. I did take Oregon to win by a point. I think it's a toss-up game. Oregon beat Penn State in the Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis last year. It's a whiteout, Hugh. Beaver Stadium is bonkers. Ooh. It's as good of a home atmosphere as anywhere in the country. Those Penn State fans need to be there for Penn State. I'm sure they will be, but Oregon's offense has looked electric so far. I think it's a toss-up game.
All right, what is the NFL game of the week that we watch?
Yeah, so listen, you've heard of the Chiefs, right? Very famous. They're good at football. The Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, the previous 3 seasons, the best record in the regular season in the NFL. They're 40-11. The Baltimore Ravens, the 5th best record. They're 35-16. These are 2 excellent teams who are both 1-2 so far this season, and they play at 4:25 in Kansas City on Sunday. Somebody's coming out 2-2. Somebody's coming out 1-3, Hugh. And you think about what these teams have been, especially the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs have been the defining team of the sport. If they come out of here at 1-3, it doesn't mean their season is over. But there's a lot on the line for a September game when you have 2 proud franchises that are off to slow starts.
I will watch that. Now, I'm going to look back to last week. I have got 4 tickets to the Browns games. I could not give them away to my brother, to my 3 nephews, to my niece. Couldn't give them away to my boys. Couldn't give them away to Packers fans. Nobody wanted to go to the game because they thought it was going to be a nightmare for the Browns, and the Packers fans thought, this will be easy. Were you surprised by that, Doug Maurice?
I was very surprised. Oh, man, Hugh, they missed out on the 55-yard field goal to win it. You can hold that over your family and friends forever. The doubters, how dare they doubt the Browns?
Yeah.
That defense, the Browns defense is so good. Their defense is so good. Yeah, I know.
Let's do the check-in on the Buckeyes. Big game out west this weekend. What do you think?
Yeah, really fun at Washington. Washington on a 22-game home winning streak. If people aren't aware of the Washington Huskies and their football program, beautiful open stadium right on Lake Washington. People pull their boats up to tailgate at the edge of the stadium. They haven't lost at home since 2021. They're 3-0. This game, Hugh, is only about a touchdown edge for the Buckeyes because Washington does really have some good offensive players. Great test for Ohio State. First road game for their young quarterback, Julian Sayin. Ohio State's the #1 team in the country, Hugh. We know that. This is a test. I think this is a real game. I think both offenses are going to score.
How do you rate Julian Sayin at this part of his career with other previous great, CJ, for example? Where is he ahead of where they were in their third game or fourth game, or is he behind where they were?
Yeah, it's pretty close. Ohio State did a good job with Julian Sayin limiting his responsibilities in the opener against Texas. They didn't want to put too much on his plate. CJ Stroud came out, and he had a tough game, the second game of his career. This is the test here, like in week 4 again for Julian Sayin. It's different on the road, Hugh. I think he's very sharp. CJ Stroud, his brain was like a computer. Julian Sayin is very similar in that way. Gets the ball out quickly, but it's going to be nuts in Washington, and a big test on these road games, Hugh. You can't hear the offensive linemen. You have to go to silent counts to snap the ball. Sometimes the defense can get a jump on you. It's just a different thing to be like, it gets in your brain. You can feel the hum. It's like being at a concert. And so that's the test for Julian Sayin. We know he's smart. We know he's accurate. Can he handle the environment?
All right, last question is a transition question to the Browns. You followed Quinshon Judkins very closely after he transferred into the Buckeyes. He turned it on last week, and maybe he is Nick Chubb. What do you think? Physical
back, a guy that can take a pounding, can break tackles. It is a little similar to Chubb, and I will say, when the Browns drafted Nick Chubb a couple years ago, they had 2 great backs coming out of Georgia. The Browns took the right one. 2 great backs coming out of Ohio State. Maybe it looks like the Browns took the right one. That early second-round pick, I do think he has a. Listen, Nick Chubb, that's hallowed ground in Cleveland, Hugh. We can't just go throwing around Nick Chubb comparisons, but he's the real deal. Judkins is the real deal.
Go and check out the Bill and Doug Show. It's on Substack. Just Google Bill and Doug Show or put in Doug Lesmerises. Try it. You'll love it. They produce a lot of content. They produce more content than I do.